All right, Dr. Major, what's next? What do you think about this trend, apps that are out there to deal with your mental illness?
So, listen, here's where we are. We're tied to the tech, right? We let it deliver our dating, we let it deliver our dining, and so we might as well let it help us deliver us from depression, but you've got to make sure it's being done the right way. So there's some great ones out there, but there are also some that are not so great.
Well, there's a new app that's a subscription service where you can actually text with a therapist 24/7. What do you think of this one, Dr. Ish?
You know what? I actually love this because we have these things we call home visits. So this is a pocket visit. Now you don't have to have your therapist on speed dial. You've got them in your pocket. And the cool thing about this app is if you're texting it 10 times a day, you're not going to wear it out just like you would wear out your therapist. So it's a great thing.
Well, Dr. Major, I guess I'm just curious because I was trying to visualize, like you said, you can text someone 10 times a day. So I guess my first question was, who is the therapist on the other end of this? Is it the same person? And how are they available like that if they're actually practicing?
The cool thing about this app is you get to pick your therapist, and it's the same person, and they're monitoring your texts all day long. And if they see some pattern that they don't like, they're going to respond to you, and you're going to get a minimum of 2 responses per day. So there's a person who you probably talked to or have had some communication with, who's seeing your texts, and they're going to respond. And so that's the cool thing about it. There is that connection there.
All right, lastly, let's talk about an app that uses peer-to-peer support to help you deal with your mental health. The app lets you choose an area of concern and you connect with others dealing with similar issues over FaceTime. So how about this one, Dr. Ish?
Listen, in theory, Dr. O, it's a brilliant idea, but in practice, it is terrible, and I hate this idea because here's what's going to happen, right? It's a human community. It's a self-led group. And so the natural tendency is to want to bond, but the only thing you have to bond about in this group is your pain. And so it quickly turns from a support group to a game of, can you top this? Well, I've been depressed for 1 year. Well, I've been depressed for 2 years. I've been depressed for 10. Well, I was depressed in my previous life, and it just goes off the rails.
So you think people could try to basically spiral out of control because they're trying to one-up each other. They're egging each other on in their issues rather than helping each other.
Exactly, because that's the thing that makes you feel significant, right? And so that's what tends to happen. And the other thing that I've seen happen with a lot of the self-led, self-taught groups is that it turns into a session for hanging out and hooking up, which only leads to disaster.
Well, I mean, we know group therapy works in the right setting, but that's why we have psychiatrists like yourself. You need that referee there. We need somebody to control that session to keep it in the right boundaries.
Absolutely, and boundaries is the perfect word for it. You got to keep it on the rails and keep it moving forward down the line.
We've talked many times on the show about social media and people being more connected with their devices, and people who use social media frequently actually have higher rates of anxiety and depression. So I guess I'm just curious then about if someone's constantly texting a therapist or on an app to seek help, is that a way they're actually avoiding human contact? I mean, do you feel like that might actually in some situations worsen the problem?
One of the tenets of therapy is you meet the patient where they are. And so the biggest barrier to treatment is getting people to walk through the door. And so if this is one way just to kind of demystify what therapy really means and what it's all about, most folks after their first week of therapy, they come out and they're like, oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be at all. It's just talking. Yeah, it's just talking. It's not some mysterious thing. And so if this helps decrease the barrier and make it more human to you and make it more germane to you, then I'm all for it. But you're right. You've got to be careful of the social media aspect and just being lost in your phone, because there's some apps out there that do that I absolutely hate.
Well, you're on a roll here. This next app is a chatbot that links you to your Facebook account and uses artificial intelligence to track your mental health. Now, I'm not following this too well. What are your thoughts on this one, Dr. Ish?
So Dr. O, artificial intelligence is just that. It's artificial, right? And depression is a human thing. It's uniquely ours. And so I just do not like the idea of us being robots, because we're not that. And the thing I really don't like about this is it forces you to go through the social media part to get to the thing that's good. And what I know from a lot of my depressed patients is that social media only adds to their depression. You're scrolling all day long, you're checking the highlights of everybody else's highlight reel of life, and you're measuring up and you don't have anything to share, so you come away feeling worse. The last thing I want is for a patient of mine to have to navigate a minefield of social media to try to get to something good on the other side when they're already feeling bad. Do not like this one at all.